Greetings folks, welcome back to Final Fantasy X-2, and we're going to continue on our mission to get 100% completion in the game on a single playthrough, and we're going to kick off by a brief visit today over to Djose Temple. Now, this isn't going to be the only thing we're going to be doing today, but it is something that, as I say, is important because we don't want to miss out on those beautiful percentages. And as you can see, today we're beginning at 13%, which is exactly where we left off at the end of the last episode. So just to clarify, guys, I'm not doing anything to affect percentage scores in between episodes. As a matter of fact, so far, I've not done anything in between episodes, nothing in terms of grinding or monsters or anything of that nature. I haven't even touched the creature creator tool yet that's part of the remaster by speaking to Ch1. Well, actually, I think I did speak to him and he unlocked one of the creatures for us, brother, but I've not done anything else apart from that. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and teleport over to Djose Temple, and we'll get a brief introduction to the area since it's the first time we visit, as always, and then there's going to be a few things we're going to do there.
People began to distance themselves from the temples. For a long time, Djose Temple was neglected as well. But now... Everyone's staring.
You're famous, Uni. Better get used to it.
All I want's some peace and quiet.
Poor thing. She's led such a sheltered life.
Maybe she's getting old.
Who's getting old?
That's Gipple, leader of the machine faction. He can be kind of annoying, but he's alright.
Okay, let's do some interviews. Bring it!
Yeah, he seems all right.
Now that we get control again, the first thing we really need to do is basically wait around, because there's going to be interviews occurring over here, and as you can see, there's a bit of a line, which we can't seem to do a whole lot about at the moment, so we're just going to wait our turn, basically. And as we do that, we're just going to go around and nab a couple of bits. So as the NPCs finish their interviews, we'll get brief cutscenes there. So over here, there's a chest containing a phoenix down. And now, well, actually, that's the only item we really can grab, to tell you the truth. Well, I mean, there's others, but it seems pointless until we actually move into those areas later. So yeah, it's literally just a case now of waiting for our turn here, and then we'll be able to make our way over to speak to the dude inside. So slowly but surely we're getting there. Right, that should be the last person going in now. And you don't even have to wait for them to come out, you can basically just make your way inside at that point. And then when we head in, we're going to register our interest in digging. We can actually go ahead and ask what the digging's for if we want to, and we'll get a little bit of information about that. Okay, so you can read through that at your leisure. But ultimately, we're going to want to select the top option, I want to dig. And then we get told we can go on into the temple, which is, of course, exactly what it is that we're going to do. So that's not actually the interview that's occurring there. That's just the application for the interview. And at that point, we'll be able to gain access to the temple. We couldn't do so previously. I'm sure some of you guys remember Djose Temple from Final Fantasy X.
Irichiyim neto idunja fa 3 people. O how we kyok the guardian? Gipple! Huh?
Hello.
You, here for an interview?
Uh-huh.
The Great High Summoner wants an interview?
Former summoner.
Alright, follow me.
Okay, so for speaking to Gipple, we score an Albed Primer. Again, it'll be a random Albed Primer for yourself. But before we go ahead and leave the temple and follow him, we're going to enter through this door here, so the northernly-most door, and that's because there's a treasure chest inside. Only containing an eco screen, so I guess not the most exciting treasure chest in the world. But that's pretty much all we need to do in here for the time being, so we're going to head back outside now. And yep, we're now going to head south towards the next area. This will take us over to the bridge, which leads between the Djose Hyde Road and Moonflow. And there's going to be another scene. And we're going to get an option to dialogue in a moment. I'll tell you what the correct one is then.
That's nice.
I could get used to this.
Let's not.
Well, if it isn't Sid's girl. How you been?
Hey, I have a name.
Huh. Brother doing okay?
Same as ever. Buddy's around too.
Same as ever is right.
Oh, you!
Hey, nice to meet you.
Huh?
We're here for the interview.
Right. The interview. You sure you want to dig? Because we're talking about the desert, ladies. Not exactly a picnic.
Yeah, you can probably guess that we need to select the "we're sure" option.
All right, you're hired. Welcome.
Huh?
You are hired. Don't know why a superstar like you would want to play in the sand. Well, do what you gotta do. Anyways, I've done what I can. Dig to your heart's content.
Thanks.
Show this letter to a woman named Nadala. You'll find her in the Beacon Hill Desert.
Okay, so this is the item that we needed, which is the letter of introduction, but we're not going to be able to use it until Chapter 2.
Digging.
Technically, you can come to the Djose Temple for the first time in Chapter 2, instead of Chapter 1, and still get the letter of introduction. But it's better to get it sooner rather than later, in my opinion. So we'll just hold on to that for now. And finally, there's one more treasure chest here containing some potions. Again, not all that exciting, but it's a treasure chest. Okay, I've just been doing a little bit of planning for our next move, and this is what I've decided. While it's possible to get to the Moonflow by heading south through this area and then north at the next crossroads, I'm not going to recommend that because everything I've read on GameFAQs and on Google, etc., suggests that the next mission that we're going to undertake in the Moonflow is somewhat complicated if we enter the Moonflow from that part. So what I'm going to recommend is using the save sphere to teleport back to the airship, and then we're going to go to to the Moonflow from the airship so that we approach it from the correct location. I also recommend saving at this point because the next mission is very possible to screw up, and you are going to want to reload if you're going for 100% completion if you do screw up. So we'll do that now. And with that done, folks, I know it's not been a long episode today, but I want to keep the Moonflow to its own video, so we're going to finish things off at this point. I will just go ahead before we do finish and check out our percentage. It may have updated from those few scenes, because even cutscenes do boost your percentage, though sometimes not enough to actually move the percentage number. But overall, by the end of the game, it will. Yes, it has. Look, so it's pushed it to 14%. And now Beacon Hill Desert has also got a hotspot, thanks to the the bits and bobs we've just completed there at Djose. One thing to note as well, by the way, guys, I know I have mentioned this before briefly, but just in case you didn't hear or you forgot them, don't skip cutscenes in Final Fantasy X-2, as that is going to interfere with you getting 100% completion. Dialogue you can skip through by speeding up when you're just chatting to people, the dialogue boxes. Apart from the old man that we had to speak to at the end of the Mushroom Rock Road, Ch1, or whatever his name was, the old guy, we have to go through his story, you can't skip that. But everybody else's dialogue you can skip, but actual cutscenes, like the cutscenes we just went through there at Djose Temple, you can pause, and when there's a cutscene going, instead of the quit option, there's a skip option. Don't use that ever, or you will lose out on 100% completion. I'm not sure why you're forced to watch cutscenes, but alas, you are. So if you're doing a new game plus or whatever, and you're not really caring so much about 100%, then by all means do so. But if you're, you know, going through your first playthrough, I want to get everything done on that playthrough, then you're not going to want to go ahead and skip those cutscenes. Alright then folks, well we'll finish things off here, so thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to leave a like to support the video if you've enjoyed it, and come back soon, and we'll continue on with FF10 too. Have a fantastic day.